I started this some time ago. Life got in the way along with some other posts that I added to blog first, as the energy to do that work was there. However, it will all tie into the intended introduction podcast. Where is the love? In 2003, the Black Eyed Peas released a song titled Where is the Love? It is now June 2023, and 20 years later from the release of the song. It is of my opinion and belief the world has fallen under control of tyrants, and now a corporate technocratic government akin to that of the Nazi regime of the 1930s and 1940s once more. Did the Nazi regime fail as we have been taught, or did they change disguise and tactics to obtain greater power and control over the masses? It's of my belief and opinion the approach taken since what we believe to be the end of the war was that of a new, much greater approach. If it wasn't to the detriment of the people, I would say it is genius. However, it is at the detriment of the masses through infiltration, through laws, manipulation of language, and the empowerment through the use of money to corrupt officials and leaders, blackmail, bribery, and absolute corruption from the top down. This new approach is and was very canny. They have managed to do this with minimal infliction of direct violence on the masses, with far greater effect over what I perceived the last 20 years, although they are now exerting their power through perpetual war and the military-industrial complex, with the creation of proxy wars in Ukraine, Israel, and dividing us all more as each day that passes. In this blog, I will pose the reasons. Rational and emotional awareness I've gained through 43 years of living on this planet to write my thoughts, beliefs, and opinions and research I have carried out to justify the question or questions that I pose in this blog. I believe we as a civilization have returned to this juncture in society of allowing those with authority to exert full control over us through the lack of love, compassion, empathy, and non-judgment amongst one another, and through ego-driven, narcissistic behaviors of large quantities of the human race that have been unknowingly subjected to traumatic abuse and what I now consider outright brainwashing and mind control through the printed media, online media, and the televised media that has been projected on us over generations, even prior to this, and through observed behaviors, learnt behavior. Where is the love in 2023? This is my first blog post. Hopefully it will be received well. I have never written a blog before, so it is something I'm quite anxious about. However, I am happy to push myself as an individual and be vulnerable in sharing my life experiences, thoughts and feelings to make this a unique piece of writing. Why has it taken so long to get to this point? And I concluded recently fear, but concerns of being fearful are now wavering. My fear of acceptance no longer outweigh the desire I have to not speak out or write about my experiences because through fear myself and many have held back in life. E.g., is this grammatically correct? Am I being too biased? Have I done enough research? Will this offend someone? Etc., etc. is my style of writing. Okay, many reasons to hold back, but this is my page and I'll write in any form I wish to, whether it is considered grammatically correct or the syntax is wrong. However, that is the beauty of creation and words themselves. They can be used to express anything, and they can empower, destroy, bind, build bonds, bring joy, fun, and so forth. I may write something that is considered controversial to not be received well. So be it. The haters are going to hate. So here goes. Was there any love to begin with? And why does it appear that there is less love shared between us all each and every day that passes? Why is it so difficult to mutually share our emotions amongst ourselves as a collective? If, as John Lennon once sang and wrote, or was it the collective Beatles? I'm unsure, but the words "our love is all you need." We all know of love, the big L word. We have experienced it in many forms from many people within our lives. Some are fortunate to have experienced it all their lives. Some have been less fortunate and never experienced it in all its forms. But what is love? How do we define it? Love is a complex and multifaceted emotion that encompasses a wide range of feelings, behaviors, and experiences. It is often described as a deep affection and care for someone or something, transcending mere attraction or attachment. Love can be directed towards romantic partners, family members, friends, pets, and even abstract concepts like ideals or passions. At its core, love involves a profound sense of connection, empathy, and a desire for the well-being and happiness of the object of one's love. It often brings about positive emotions such as joy, warmth, and fulfillment, and can inspire acts of kindness, sacrifice, and selflessness. Love can manifest in various forms, including 1. Romantic love. This type of love typically involves intense emotional and physical attraction between two individuals. It encompasses feelings of passion, desire, and a deep bond. 2. Filial love. This refers to the love between family members, such as the affection between parents and children or among siblings. It is often characterized by a sense of loyalty, support, and a shared history. 3. Platonic love. Platonic love exists in non-romantic relationships, typically between friends. It is marked by a deep emotional connection, trust, and a genuine caring for one another without romantic or sexual involvement. 4. Self-love. Self-love involves a healthy regard and appreciation for oneself. It encompasses self-acceptance, self-care, and nurturing one's own well-being. Love is a dynamic and evolving experience that can vary in intensity and depth. It can bring immense joy and fulfillment, but may also involve vulnerability, challenges, and the potential for heartache. Ultimately, love is a fundamental aspect of human existence, enriching our lives and fostering connection and happiness. And why does it blind us and allow for exploitation, manipulation, power, and control? I shall elaborate on this in later posts. How did the world fall under the arm of tyrants once more in a so-called free-loving and civilized society? It all begins with destroying and creating an illusion of love and care, which now many know as virtue signaling. That isn't real. It is an act of ego. If your actions are not congruent with your words, it's a simple fact of life. You are full of shit, and many of these people signal their care yet attack when their beliefs and opinions are respectfully questioned, when they are held to account to take responsibility of their offers. This highly contradictory and hypocritical, and the system I now term the cult encourage this behavior. Please make reference to my blog post. Are we living in a cult? Is narcissism the true pandemic? Are you happy? How the news can be detrimental to your health. And I explain how I believe this has been achieved in destroying relationships, connection of true authentic bonds, free from attachment, and that I believe it is a mental health pandemic which has been created through brainwashing and the dispensing in massive antidepressant tablets used to control individuals' emotions and ability to think rationally and logically. Universal love transcends belief and opinion. Fear, anxiety, and depression is the fear of the present moment. The cult have created a dependency on them, so that people cannot be mindful of the present, and this manifests through the body as disease, frustrations, anger, and desires to project your energy onto others. My first emotional memories or lack of love, care, or consideration for others' feelings come from school. I must have been 4 years old. I can remember being summoned by the headmaster of my infant school against my wishes because I didn't want it there, and I had to explain why I didn't want to be there. I mean, how sick are these people in control to force individuals into state school at the age 4 and make them explain, all so that they can imprint an identity on you and create a worker of you to grow into a slave world. I could never really explain the reasons I didn't want to be there other than this feeling I had. I couldn't explain it before until very recently, and that is the straight up fact. We live in an evil world that's only getting worse by the minute, because people are so unaware or apathetic to look up at the demons in charge and hold them to account through fear. Through fear. We need to unite and say no more, say no more.